It started as an operation by the Ethiopian government on the Tigrayan rebels in late 2020. But soon, this operation by the Ethiopian government exploded into a bit of a civil war, leading to 1 million people getting displaced and a humanitarian disaster unfolding in large parts of Ethiopia. Our next report gets you all the details.
By the beginning of 2021, the war in the Tigray region of Ethiopia, then more than a month old, had forced tens of thousands of people to flee across the border to Sudan. Refugees reported ethnic massacres, sexual assaults, and mass arrests. In the months that followed, the humanitarian crisis deepened in Tigray. More than 1 million people were displaced inside Ethiopia. Aid workers warned of looming famine, and the few hospitals not damaged or destroyed were packed with war wounded, including children who had been stabbed, shot, or become victims of newly laid landmines. 11-year-old Goitam lost one leg and now suffers from infection and nightmares.
I wasn't there. He was behind our home taking the goats to graze, and then he stepped on the landmine.
War broke out in the Tigray region in late 2020 between the federal government and local Tigrayan forces. The war quickly expanded to include other regional forces, allied on both sides, and included Eritrean forces fighting with the government. Both sides have been accused of massacres, torture, and other atrocities. Federal Ethiopian and Eritrean forces have also been accused of systematic mass rape. Hundreds of women and girls have come forward, and aid workers say many, many more have not.
All survivors say they raped by militaries, so they fear to their security. Because if I say about the rape military, they killed me.
A national election in June re-established the authority of Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, who then had control of the Tigray region. About a week later, Tigrayan forces recaptured the region and the war escalated, now engulfing many areas beyond Tigray. Abiy has vowed to crush his enemies. On December 17th, the United Nations voted to investigate abuses by both sides of the conflict, including the reported mass detention of as many as 7,000 people allegedly sympathetic to Tigrayan interests, among them 9 UN workers. In the battered Tigrayan countryside, many say they have seen so much tragedy, they no longer fear arrest.
I fear nothing, and I will speak to help my people. I know there might be consequences.
Mass graves litter the northern Tigray region as massacres continue there and in neighboring regions. Refugees are still fleeing to Sudan, and many areas are cut off from humanitarian aid. Hundreds of thousands of people are living in famine-like conditions, and the UN now says at least 2 million people in 3 Ethiopian states are displaced. Heather Murdoch, VOA News, Istanbul.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.